So the best piece of advice I can give anyone is to follow your dreams, achieve your goals. But in order to achieve those goals, you have to start somewhere, and that's where the journey begins. So in third grade, our teacher went around and said, I want everyone to stand up and tell me what you want to be when you grow up. So everyone got up and someone said police officer or firefighter. I said, I want to be a teacher. And then she laughed and she told me, you can't be a teacher, only women are teachers. There was a moment in my life where I was devastated. And from that point on, internally, I told myself, you can't be a teacher. So I've been stuttering my whole entire life. I remember when I was in grade school, these 4 adults came in and they said, we need you to read this book. And I think it was Dr. Seuss. And I read the book out loud and the adults looked at each other and go, yeah, he stutters. Up until that point in my life, I never knew that I had a stuttering problem. That moment began years and years of therapy, especially going to different schools. My poor mom had to ride many city buses to take me to different schools that had different therapists that all had the same common goal to help me get over my stuttering. So after high school, I got a job at Best Buy being a computer technician. This was before Geek Squad. And the general manager there said, you know, you have a cool personality. I want you to run the meetings. And I thought to myself, man, but I stutter. And I told her I was concerned about my stuttering. She goes, I don't care about that, you'll be fine. And I always think about that one general manager at Best Buy who believed in me to give these presentations. If it wasn't for her, who knows where I would be. So how I initially got into IT, it all started with a computer. So my buddy had a new PC in his basement. It ran Windows 95. He goes, check this out. And he did a right click and he created a new folder on the desktop. I thought that was cool, but he goes, well, look how you can see it a different way. And he showed me how to create a folder via the command line. At that point, I was hooked. That's the day I knew that I had a passion for IT. When I used to work for the local government, there was an opening on the team that managed the voice over IP system. They said, you want to do voice over IP? I said, I don't know. They said, well, you're a hardworking dude, you're nice, and we'll teach you. I said, let me think about it. So I went to the bar with one of my guys who has the CCIE, and he had 3 of them, and I told him, and he goes, and what you tell him? I said, I tell him I would think about it. He's like, you're stupid. They're like, so they want to give you a job that you have no training and they'll teach it to you, go for it. And then like the following day, I said, okay, I'll do it. It was difficult at first because when you don't know anything about the technology and now you're administering, it was tough. A lot of obstacles, but that's where CBT Nuggets and that training really came in handy because it helped me get over the fear of the technology. So I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about being a trainer at CBT Nuggets, and I thought to myself, what would it take to be a trainer at CBT Nuggets? So I went on to their website and I applied, and at the very bottom of the application, I said, I doubt you'll call me, but it'll be your mistake, and I hit submit. The very next day, Matt Beecher calls me and says, you're wrong, I do want to talk to you. And I said, oh my God, this is CBT Nuggets calling me back. And I called my wife and I said, you won't believe this, but CBT Nuggets called me back. I could not believe it. I applied on a total whim and I got a phone call back. I had the opportunity to be CBT Nuggets trainer, especially when these guys and girls impacted my life throughout my career. They're the reason why my career went the direction that it did. Being a trainer at CBT Nuggets is the best job in the world. It is my dream job. I remember when I got my email address and it said my name at CBT Nuggets, I stared at the screen for 5 minutes because I couldn't believe I was a CBT Nuggets trainer. Occasionally, someone will reach out to me and say, hey, I was watching your content, now I understand this technology or concept. Or I was watching your content, I was able to fix this issue I had at work. That to me is just mind-blowing that I can create this content that can impact others the same way that it impacted me. So being a trainer or being a teacher is something I always wanted to do. If I can go back in time and speak to myself when I was a little boy, being laughed at by my classmates and my teacher, I would tell myself, follow your dreams. The sky is the limit. You can do anything.